Welcome back children in geography class, agriculture part 2 food crops. Children, according to the re-reduced syllabus by ICSE, this year you have only 3 food crops that are rice, wheat and pulses, their methods of cultivation, geographical conditions and distribution in India. In India, different crops are sown in different agriculture seasons because different crops needs different climatic conditions to grow. Basically in India, we have two agriculture season, that is the Kharif and the Rabi season. Kharif season, the crops are sown with the onset of the southwest monsoon season, that means in the month of June and July, and harvested in the autumn month, that is September and October. Important Kharif crops are rice, jute, cotton, sugarcane, maize, jowar, bajra, etc. The Rabi season begins with the onset of the winter season, that is in the month of October and November, and the crops are harvested in the month of March and April. Low temperature conditions during this season help in the cultivation of temperate and subtropical crops like wheat, barley, rapeseed, gram, mustard, etc. Besides Kharif and Rabi crops, there are certain crops which are raised throughout the year, and that crops are known as Zaid crops. Zaid crops are again divided into two parts, Zaid Kharif and Zaid Rabi. The Zaid Kharif crops are sown in the month of August and September and harvested in December and January. Most of the oil seeds like mustard and the seasonal vegetables and fruits are grown in this season. Zaid Rabi crops are sown at the beginning of the hot season in February and March and harvested in the month of April and May. Summer vegetables, fruits, watermelons, cucumber, the crops like jowar, maize, etc. are important crops of these seasons. Food crops include rice, wheat and pulses, and we will be studying about their geographical conditions, distribution as well as their methods of cultivation regarding the food crops of India. In today's video, I will be teaching you about rice, its methods of cultivation, geographical conditions and distribution in India. Indian agriculture is largely dominated by the food crops that occupy 65% of the total cropped area of the country, and they contribute 50% of the total value of agriculture production. They are grown throughout the country either as a sole crop or in combination with the other crops. India is self-sufficient in the food grains. The major food crops that are grown in India are rice, wheat, barley, maize, millets and pulses. So, the main food crops fall under the category of the cereals. So, children, what are cereals? Cereals belong to the grass family, yielding a starchy seeds suitable for the basic diet of human beings, and they are grown in the greater quantities and provide more food energy worldwide than the other type of crop. They are therefore a vital staple produce in their natural form as a whole grains. Cereals are rich source of vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates, fats, oils and proteins. Cereals occupy about 55% of the total cropped area in India. Rice is the most important staple food crop of India. It feeds more than half of our population. It accounts for one-third production of food grains in the country. Rice production in India is an important part of national economy. India is the world's second largest producer of rice in the world after China, accounting for 22% of the world's rice production. Rice is an indigenous crop, is grown all over the country with highest concentration in the northeast and the southern parts of our country. It is a staple food crop in the northeast and the southern parts of our country. It is a tropical as well as subtropical crop. It is also a versatile crop because it can be grown in different parts of our country if the temperature and the water conditions are satisfactory. It can be grown at different altitudes from the hill slopes to the plain areas as well as the low-lying areas in the southern parts of our country. What are the geographical conditions that are required for growing rice in India? Rice is a kharif crop in the North India, but in the south it can be grown throughout the year as it is a tropical and subtropical crop which requires hot and humid climate throughout the year if irrigation is available. So, it is grown throughout the year in the southern parts of the country, but in northern India it is grown only in the kharif season that start from June or July months. So, temperature requires for growing rice is 16 to 35 degrees Celsius. That means the temperature at the time of sowing must be between 16 to 35 degrees Celsius, but during the harvesting time it needs a plenty of sunshine. Rainfall ranges between 150 to 300 centimeters with well distributed irrigation facilities in the agriculture field. Soil requires is a deep fertile clay or loam soil which can retain moisture for a longer period of time. Different methods of rice cultivation are practiced in India. First is broadcasting method. This method involves sowing the seeds by sprinkling them all over the field by hand. Same you can see in the picture also. This method is generally used to sow inferior quality of seeds, hence the yield is also low. Next is the dibbling method of rice cultivation. In this method, the seeds are dropped at regular intervals in the furrows made by the farmer with the help of a plough or a dibber. So, same you can see in the figure also. A dibber is a simple pointed stick that is used to make hole in the ground to plant seeds. It is a time consuming method. Next is a drilling method of rice cultivation. This method is followed in the peninsular India. Seeds are sown in the furrows with the help of a drill normally made up of bamboo. The main advantage of this method is that the seeds fall in the furrows in a systematic manner. Look into the picture, you can see the furrows are made, the lines are there and the seeds will sow at a regular interval. So, therefore, the germination rate of these seeds is high and the wastage of seeds is also minimum. However, this method is also very time consuming method. Next is a transplantation method of rice cultivation. This method is common in the deltic and the floodplain regions and requires abundance of labor as all the work is done manually. Here seedlings are first grown in nurseries that you can see in the figure also. The first seeds are sown in the nurseries. After 4 to 5 weeks, when sapling attain 25 to 30 centimeter of height, they are transplanted into the prepared rice field in groups of 4 to 6 at a distance of 30 to 45 centimeter, and then they are transplanted into the agriculture field here, and you can see the rice field is flooded with the water. In the beginning, the field is flooded with 2 to 3 centimeter deep. Subsequently, the depth of water level is increased to 4 to 6 centimeter till the crop matures. This method of rice cultivation is popular because it gives a good yield, and this method is particularly done in the areas where rainfall is heavy or the irrigation facilities are available throughout the year. So, that is why this method is popular in the deltic or in the floodplain areas of India. What are the advantages of transplanting method? Only the healthy plants are picked from the nurseries and then they are sown in the agriculture field that are flooded with the water, and unhealthy plants are discarded. Weeds are removed while resowing. There is a less wastage of seeds as compared to the broadcasting method. So, that is why this method gave a good agriculture yield. So, that is why this method is very popular. Next is the Japanese method of rice cultivation. This method is an improved form of transplantation method, and in this method the high yielding varieties of seeds called Japonica are used. It includes the following practices. As in the transplantation method, the seedlings are prepared in the nurseries. Same is done in this also, in the Japanese method also. The rows of the plants are fixed at an interval of 25 centimeter. Similarly, the distance between the plants is about 15 centimeter. It is easy for the farmer to give proper care of the plants by weeding them. Manure is used extensively to increase the yield. In this Japanese method of rice cultivation, the yield is much higher than the transplantation method. Distribution of rice cultivation in India. India contributes 22% of the rice production in the world. West Bengal is a leading producer of rice cultivation in our country because all the geographical conditions are favorable in this state. This state occupies 3/4 of its cropped area under rice cultivation, and it grows 3 crops of rice in a year. Next is Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh has the largest area under rice cultivation. Next we have Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh occupies about 1/3 of the total cropped area of the state, and it is also an important state for producing rice in India. Next we have Punjab. 97% of the rice area under Punjab having irrigation facilities, and because of adopting the Green Revolution methodology, this state per hectare yield is highest in this Punjab state, and it exports a lot of rice to the other countries. Next we have the Tamil Nadu. In Tamil Nadu also it is an important producer of rice in India. Here about 75% of the production contributes by the Tanjavur and South Arakot and North Arakot and Madurai districts of Tamil Nadu, and it is an important producer of rice. In this state also the high yielding varieties of seeds, irrigation facilities are available. So, that is why in this state also the yield is very high. Let me conclude here, children. You will find out where is upland and lowland rice grown in India, as well as where is transplantation and Japanese method of cultivation followed in India. Children, in my next video, I will continue with wheat and pulses cultivation as well as their geographical conditions and distribution in India. Take care of yourself. Thank you, children.